Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So Ciara, the R&B star slash singer slash Russell Wilson's wife that we all know that helped manifest her husband, and Melody Holt is saying that she has a list for her future husband. So let's get into it, y'all. We're going to talk about Melody Holt in the list, but first let's talk about Tammy and Waka. So their show What the Flockers will be airing next week, and they are separated right now, and I think most of us do know that. Now WeTV showed a small 14-minute clip last night on episode 1, and Tammy asked her daughter Charlie, how do you feel about Waka and I not being together? Tammy's daughter's response was, it's normal. Y'all do this all the time, and says you can even ask Instagram and they will say the same thing. And Tammy says, what if it's for real this time? And so for me, that conversation was deep, honey, because the fact that a child continues to see the breakdown in their parents' relationship, it's a problem. But not only that, the problem is not the separation of the two, it's Charlie being so unfazed about it all. So leave in the comment section if y'all will be tuning in. Depending on the show and the way how it goes, I may cover a few episodes for this season, but I do think that this is sad because no one wants a failed marriage, a failed relationship, but we would have to see how this season goes. But jumping into Melody Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville, she was asked by a friend to write a list of qualities she wants in the next relationship. Now her list isn't like 5 things, y'all. I think she's up to number 12 on the list, and she plans on to continue to add to that list. And so the question of the day is, does writing a list to say what you are looking for in a relationship actually work? Now Melody's situation, only time will tell. She knows what she's been through, and so she knows now what she will put up with and what she won't. But has anybody else wrote a list and your husband checked off every last item on the list? The other thing is, Melody feels like once this list is completed, it's going to happen, and she has to make sure that she is in a place where she's ready to receive everything that she asked for on the list. And honey, that will preach, because listen, it ain't nothing like being solid when you come into a relationship and knowing who you are, not allowing a person to tell you who you are or allowing situations to define you as a person. So I encourage you, if you have a list and you wrote a list about what you want in a spouse, sit with your list, meditate on your list, envision the list for your life, for yourself, because it's important. And Melody just makes my heart shine, honey, so bright in this video, because she isn't settling. And when you approach a potential relationship and you have your mind made up about what the expectations are, no one can make you compromise on those things unless you want to compromise. And I hear it all the time, y'all, about how we as women stay in a relationship, okay? We stay in a marriage for too long, trying to give it time for things to smooth over or for the other person to change, when all along they've been showing you who they really are. And so some women, they don't ever get to a point in their relationship where they realize that it needs to be a change made. Like, they continue to put all that pressure on themselves to say that I can help him change, I can make him better, you know, I can pray us out of this situation. And that's why you see people staying in a relationship way past the expiration date and settling in a relationship knowing that they wanted more from the other person. And don't get me wrong, y'all, I do not condone divorce. I love marriage, I love love, I love talking about relationships, but at the end of the day, in order for women to stop being complacent in relationships and just taking whatever a man will give you and having regrets, we have to get to a place and do some things differently. And let me also say this, every relationship is different. What you put up with in your relationship with your spouse won't be the same thing that I put up with in mine. I met my husband in high school, and I can tell you now, I didn't have a list, honey. At the age of 17, I didn't have a list. But if we instill those things in our young women in today, they won't be set up for a downfall. They won't be set up for expectations that sometimes their spouse will never be able to meet. It needs to be realistic things that is fulfilling and that it makes it feel like their voice is being heard in the relationship. But if I was a single woman today in 2022, I think having a list is a great idea. It really just helps you focus on some realistic things, and it helps you to date with a purpose. Come on, somebody, to be married with a purpose. So listen, I believe that saving a list, it can save you a whole lot of wasted heartache and heartbreaks, and you'll quickly learn to pick up the insecurities in the relationship and not be the woman who says, I'm going to fix a man. And I don't know how this new generation of young adults do it. I just don't know. I don't even know if I would be able to date in this new generation if I wasn't currently married, honey, because this generation is something else. But those are my thoughts on this whole list about Melody Holt. Like I said, it just warms my heart to know that she's still in a place where she still wants to be in a relationship, but she's in a place too, honey, where she says, if I don't ever have a man, I'm still gonna be okay. So y'all listen, leave your thoughts in the comment section. I look forward to reading what you have to say. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
We're talking, it was like, what I took from it was sometimes people go into relationships already made up in their mind on what their perfect relationship looks like.
Right.
Instead of getting with someone and you guys creating what your relationship is going to look like together. Right. So for example, let's say I'm like, you know, I know that when I get in a relationship, I want someone he works a 9 to 5, and then his schedule is very much so, it's a pattern, it's a schedule, it stays the same. He leaves work, he comes home, I have benefits, we eat. We don't do anything spontaneous. When the weekend comes, that's when we go out, right? Yeah. That's not true for me, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Versus me dating or going into a relationship and feeling like we're going to create what works best for us together and remove my already set expectations of what I think the relationship should look like. Is that right?
Yeah, because you have to really see people for who they are, number one. Decide if what they are offering works for you. And if it doesn't, you know what you do? You don't try to mold them to fit your little idea. You let them go. You let them go, and you go ahead until you find somebody else better aligned.
Okay, so I like that you said better aligned, because no one's going to be perfect. And whoever's saying prayer works, pray about it, listen, okay? We know that prayer works, and we know that we have to pray for God to send us the special someone, okay? But also, outside of that, you also need to learn some of these practical things in terms of what you desire and how to somewhat just learning yourself and learning like what's gonna work, what ain't gonna work. We can't just pray. I always say we're gonna pray through every single little thing. We are gonna pray for a mate, but it's more to it than that.
So can I say a little something about the prayer?
Yes.
You know that I believe in prayer, but I also feel like we use prayer as a cop-out sometimes, and we use prayer as a shield. Like, we can know something is all the way damn wrong, but because we want to stay in it, or we want to work with the person, or we want to give them a chance, or we want to try to fix them, then we resort to, we're praying about it. When you already know, like, God gives us good old common sense. And he's okay with us relying on that.
The way you said that, and that's true. So you still have to be willing to look at things, pray about it, but also be willing to look at things through the eyes and lens of common sense and who you are and what it is that you desire. Because even when we were talking, one thing that we said, Dwayne and I said, is that, well, I told her this. I said, you know, I'm able to accept people, accept them for who they are, because I understand that everybody thinks different. Everybody thinks differently. Everybody's brain works differently. Like, we all have different sides of our brain that functions a certain way, right? Or has more going on it than the other. I'm learning to be a creative. Let me say this, for example. My brain, whether it's that left side or whatever, that ain't my strong side.
Right.
So creative wise, that's not a strength of mine. I'm teaching myself how to be creative, but it's not a strength of mine. So I'm learning, being around creatives, because I'm in business, Dwayne. I'm learning how people who are creatives think, how they move. They don't necessarily move the way that I would move, but I'm learning to be okay with them being them, because that's them. So I learn who they are, how they move, and I just adjust accordingly. Right, because no one is going to be perfect, so you have to decide what it is you're willing to bend on and the things you're not willing to bend on, right? So here's what I'm going to say. If you're on here and you're single and you're desiring companionship, maybe not even just right now, but maybe in the near future that you would love to have companionship, I want you to challenge you to write a list. And I had a girlfriend who challenged me to do this too, and I'm halfway done with it. I ain't gonna lie, I'm so sort of done with it. But write a list of what the ideal person is that you would love, or the qualities, attributes, and things like that you would love for them to have. Write it down. Read it every day. Begin to manifest that. Okay. Make the list. Make the list. I'm going to finish mine this week. I started it, but I'm going to finish it this week. Make your list and manifest it. You know what I'm saying? And it also holds you accountable, because if you see yourself dating somebody and they ain't even half the things on this list, girl, what you doing? Right? So it helps give you a certain level of accountability too.
Why don't you finish your list? Like, what's taking so long? Like, how many things have to be on there?
Katie Boots. Well, first of all, I want my list to be very detailed. And I think that a part of me feels like, or knows, that when I do write it and I do put it down there, that's kind of what it is. And it may happen. See how yours happens? And so I have to make sure that I'm ready.
But my list only had 5 things.
My list gonna have more than 5 things. Yeah, I'm saying right now, my list gonna have way more than 5 things. So my list is gonna be, for example, because it's gonna be very specific. So let me tell you, he has to enjoy traveling. He has to enjoy children. He has to be an entrepreneur. He has to be in shape, because I'm going to keep myself together and in shape too. He has to be in a certain tax bracket. He has to, I'm just being honest. Not saying he has to be in mine, but what I've learned is when men feel like they can't give you certain things, a lot of insecurities come out. And I ain't even got time for insecurities, because I'm not finna lower what I'm making to make you feel better. I'm just being honest. So you might as well just go ahead and at least be right here, so we don't have to deal with that. Okay? I'm just being very honest.
I'm listening.
No, men be having them issues, man. Let me tell you, they be insecure that I'm love. And what I'm supposed to do, stop making money? No. So, right. So that's 5 right there, girl. That's 5. He needs to know how to cook, because I've already been in a situation where the person didn't know how to cook, and I need somebody to know how to cook, so I don't have to do all the cooking. Then I can feel like, oh, you cooking dinner tonight? Okay. Like that kind of stuff.
Good luck.
But see, that's why I said it's going to be very specific. But when I do finish it, I am going to manifest and believe that that's going to come to me. I also need them to be strong spiritually. That's another, you know what I'm saying? That's 7.
Whew. Can you send me the list?
It's probably going to be. Yeah, because I know you're going to have some feedback.
No, I just want to look at it. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's probably going to be about 15 things on there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is. It's probably going to be about 15 cents on there. Also, they have to have already gone to therapy and go to therapy regularly. And by regularly, I don't mean every week or nothing, but people go see a therapist one time and say they in therapy. No, you're not, boo-boo. You just had a meet. Okay? You're not in therapy. Okay? No. So.
Not a meeting now. Not a meeting.
But I'm for real. People, you'll ask somebody, have you been to therapy? Yeah, I've been. My question is not going to be when the last time you've gone and how often do you go? Because that's going to tell me a lot. Not just a meeting, but in real therapy. Because I have learned that, people bring over a lot of childhood traumas and even adult type trauma things into new relationships that they haven't healed from and that they haven't sought out help to get over. And I just know, because I'm doing my work on me, so I need somebody who's doing the work on them. And if you don't show up as this list, don't show up. Right. I'm just going to stay by myself. Ain't that the point of the list? Like, I'm confused. Shit. That's the point. Hey, I'm for real. Shit, don't show up then. If you ain't showing up,
Melody, I got real tears over here.
My mama laughing. No, but I'm for real. She know. My mama knows.
Miss Vanessa, come and get this girl. Get her.
She knows that's how I feel for real. It's like, no.
Well, Mel, don't keep your list, girl, because they'll be calling me a pick me because I only got 5 every time I don't settle in.
You got 5 on your list?
They'll be telling me they'll be talking about she'll take anything. Sis just desperate.
She done hit over 40. She said, look, man, that's fine, man. That's fine. When I hit 40, I may sing a different tune, but at 36, this list, at 36, this list, okay?
Oh my God.
You know how they do, don't you?
Oh my God.
No, but I'm serious. And this just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. My list, they have to enjoy music because music touches me. It speaks to my heart and my soul.
Why the man gotta like music? Because you do.
Because just how you said, there are certain things that you want on your list, your person to match you on. There are certain things I desire a person to match me on. So here's the thing. I love music. I love to come grab me and slow dance. I love for you to send me a song via text that you feel and speaking through music. Because I'm going to send you songs sometimes that I'm feeling. I'm singing through music. All of that good stuff. I don't care what you're saying. I don't care what you're making a face. All this. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. You're going to have to enjoy music because I love, you have that candlelight dinner, have that music playing, that music that touches your soul. Anita Baker, Calvin Richardson, them people, all of them. Yes, Solids. Those people, I love that kind of music. I want you to love that kind of music. And if you don't.
So the man got like the same music as you?
No, I said have a love for music. Because I like all kinds of music. I'm just giving you a setup of like the candlelight dinner.
Right. Because don't nobody my hood rat music.
Well, I like hood rat music sometimes too. So you can do that too. But no, honestly, I went through a long period in my life where, I feel like my interest in music was kind of, I'm not going to say downplayed, but it was one of those things where it was just, So for me now that I get to start anew, I know the things that mean something to me. Mm-hmm. And that's just one of those things that matter to me. I always say that to me, you and Brittany and stuff, y'all always tell me, you ain't going to be single for the rest of your life. I don't care if I'm single for the rest of my life. I would rather be single for the rest of my life than not have what I desire. That's what I need my friends to understand. Yeah, because I'm sorry, but my list, like I said, is probably going to be like, I'm already at 8, 9. It's gonna be like 15. She's challenging me to think, because you always do. I think that's one reason we've always respected each other's opinions, why we've never fallen out. We don't always agree with each other, but we definitely, even when we don't agree, we don't hold on to it. We move on, and we say we respect each other's opinions and thought process, and that's just how we've been for all these years.
Things are still very new for you, and just give yourself time, because you're great, and I don't mean this in a way that people just be calling people great. Like, you really are, like, dynamic. If you have a desire to share your life with somebody, then that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you don't have to feel any rush to figure it all out. So if it takes you a little more time to get your list completed, it is what it is.
Okay. See, and that's what I'm doing. I'm taking my time with my list.
Yeah.
Because she actually gave me a due date of 2 weeks ago. It's still not done, but I'm going to do it. And I told her I'm going to get the list written.
Yeah.
But when I do it, that's what it's going to be, you know? Like, that's the list. But at the end of the day, ladies, for those of you who are on here, write your list. Sit down with yourself and think about what it is that you desire in a mate. We have this beautiful sister right here who just told us she wrote down her list, and that's exactly what came to her, everything that was on her list. That's beautiful to me. That is beautiful to me. Especially when you hear so many situations these days where people aren't happy or they don't get what they want, you know? But I'm going to be honest, the things I named, I don't think they're going to change. I'm in a place to where, Dwayne, I know, you know, the type of person that I desire to have, if that's what I want to do. Mm-hmm. You know, you know me. You already know I'm not in no rush for nothing. You already know that. You know, I'm focused right now. My whole thing is tunnel vision. But, you know, when the time comes, if it should come, because again, I tell y'all, my real friends all the time, I also don't mind doing how I'm doing right now. I don't mind being alone. So, not alone because I'm not alone, but I don't mind being solo. We have things to do every day, right? So just having a moment to sit back and say, what is it that I really want in a mate?
Yeah.
What do I want? What do I desire? Have I had time to even sit down and think about that? You know what I'm saying?
You haven't.
Yeah, no, I have. I got about 8 on the list. Remember, I got about 7 more to go. It's going to be about 15 on the list. But if you look at it, none of the things, love you too, mama, none of the things we said or I said were just hard or just out of the water. You know, like it just went crazy.
No, it wasn't.
It all made sense. No, because sometimes we don't make enough on the list, and then we get in situations and we looking back at it and we like, dang, I didn't even think about this. I didn't think about that. Dang, I really do want somebody who do this too. And I really, so now you're in a situation and you're unhappy and you're unfulfilled and you're feeling like, what am I really doing? This ain't what I really want. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But I love y'all so much, and we go holla.